don't think in the long run the world can exist half slave and half free. And whether it moves in the direction of slavery, whether it moves in the direction of the communists, or whether it moves in the direction of freedom, will depend in the final analysis upon us, on our commitment to build a strong country in a free world.
Knight of Columbus John Fitzgerald Kennedy, now a senator from Massachusetts, is on the political rise. In 1960, he secures the Democratic Party's presidential nomination and runs against Republican Vice President Richard Nixon.
As we face the coming great challenge, we too shall wait upon the Lord and ask that he renew our strength. Then shall we be equal to the test. Then we shall not be weary. Then we shall prevail.
But like Al Smith before him, Kennedy will also have to tackle the issue of his religion.
Now, there is nothing in my religious faith which prevents me from executing my oath of office. Now, I have been in the service of the United States. I spent 3 years in a hospital afterwards. My brother was killed in the war. My sister's husband was killed in the war. I'd like to know whether there's some opinion that I am unable to fulfill my office of citizenship. There isn't.
There were pockets of America that just could never bring themselves to vote for a Catholic.
John Kennedy addressed a gathering of Protestant ministers in Texas on just this issue and assured them that his religious views were one thing, but as President of the United States, he would be president of the entire people.
For our concern is the fact that your church has stated that it has the privilege and the right and the responsibility to direct its members in various areas of life, including the political realm.
But if this election is decided on the basis that 40 million Americans lost their chance of being president on the day they were baptized, then it is the whole nation that will be the loser in the eyes of history.
Kennedy wins by the smallest margin in American history. At 44, he is the youngest man ever elected to the office and the first Catholic president in history.
JFK's presidency was enormously important to Catholics. It signified that Catholics were fully accepted as full citizens of the United States. Kennedy comes in, he's youthful, he's exuberant, he's brimming with ideas, he invites intellectuals into the White House, he has this charming wife who can speak French and Spanish, and he has children in the White House. Suddenly there's a surge of energy that corresponds with his new frontier.
He received the Supreme Knight of the Knights of Columbus in the Oval Office at one point during his administration. Was presented with a plaque with the Pledge of Allegiance on it. When Luke Hart walked into the room, he got up from his desk and he said, "Hello, Chief."
One of Kennedy's architects for his vision of a better world is a fellow Knight, Robert Sargent Shriver. The day after the inauguration, Kennedy phones Sergeant Shriver and asks him to create the Peace Corps.
I have today signed an executive order providing for the establishment of a Peace Corps on a temporary pilot basis.
These were going to be young, idealistic people who were going to travel the world, help the poor and underprivileged, help do something about the need for economic development at a time when, in many parts of the Third World, it was desperately needed.
Our Peace Corps, I want to emphasize, is not designed as a weapon of propaganda. It's not designed as a tool in the Cold War. It is a genuine effort by the people of the United States, particularly those who are young, to play their part in working for peace, in improving the lives of all mankind.
Through the Peace Corps, Shriver and Kennedy find a way for America to share its prodigious gifts with the